A lightsaber chassis is a protective structure that encases part or all of the internal lightsaber components and electronics. So here's an example of a lightsaber chassis. This is a Saber Trio Arclight lightsaber, and Saber Trio uses a protective chassis for their battery packs, even for their stunt sabers. So that's definitely a nice feature. It keeps the battery pack locked in place so it doesn't shift around during dueling, doesn't aggravate the wiring as much because it fits securely in the saber. This specific chassis actually attaches to the hilt, so you have this screw hole here, you line it up with this other one, and this is kind of where the cover tech wheel goes, so you just kind of screw that in. It means it doesn't really wiggle around at all during dueling, so that's definitely a pretty nice feature. It's nice to look for a chassis when you're purchasing a lightsaber because that does minimize damage to the internals of the lightsaber. It's a very good safety feature. It may help lengthen the life of your lightsaber, without having to repair it, whether it's repairing it yourself or sending it away to get repaired. So that's, definitely something to look for. Goth 3D is probably one of the biggest kind of chassis designers or sellers, and he has a Shapeways store. I'll link to that below. And there are a bunch of different chassis out there, you guys, for all these different hilt models and things. You need to find one that's compatible with your hilt, of course, and so that's part of the reason for all of these different designs. But what do you guys think about chassis? I know not all lightsaber companies use chassis, so it's definitely something to look at if you're kind of shopping around. If you're not sure if a company uses a lightsaber chassis, you want to ask them because sometimes it's not always clear in their item description. So you can't assume that the specific company or the specific hilt does use a chassis. But feel free to post your comments below. What do you think about saber chassis? How important do you think they are to a lightsaber? And what other kind of tips and tricks do you have with lightsaber chassis? I'd love to hear your comments below.